Well, hi everybody, how are we all today? I need to ask if sound and light and stuff's okay. The light is so weird here today. I feel as if I'm really dark. Yeah. Oh, my eyes. Oh, my eyes. I hope you're all well today, and I'm really pleased to tell you that our internet is up and running. It's good. I was getting quite concerned. See, by the time it got to the weekend, I was like, oh, I'm gonna end up not being able to stream at all next week either. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? But we seem to be okay, and it's holding up quite well for the time being. So we keep the fingers crossed and we make sure everything's going to be all right. So who have we got in the chat today? It's the Gem. Hello. Hi, Nye. How are you? Cal's here too. He's off school ill and passed on these germs to you. Oh no. Oh, we've got a green hat too. Hi, Hat. How are you? Nice to see you. We've got Roseanne. Do we know what we're doing today? You are. What are you doing? You're doing some Johanna Basford colouring for the first time. Oh, that's exciting. What book are we in, Roseanne? I would love to know. All shall be revealed in just a moment. We have choices today. So you obviously a bit of audience participation is always appreciated. I was waiting on a really important phone call coming through from the pharmacy. And the gentleman that I spoke to promised he would phone me back in 10 minutes, and that was 20 minutes ago. So if it rings there, I'm not going to die, so it'll be fine. I can speak to I can speak to them tomorrow. Roseanne's got a sunny day as well. We had a lovely start today. We've had quite a good few days, although it's been very windy. It was beautiful this morning when I was out with the puppers, and it's kind of greyed over now. But that's better for filming, so we're quite happy about that situation, all things considered. And obviously we have a Theosaurus. We've got Martine as well. Hi, Martine. I know we won't be missing. We will be missing a Jan today. She's away playing with weapons and things, which long story, but yeah, hopefully she'll keep herself safe. Time to pray to the Tinterweb gods. Yes, indeed. Hello, Europa. How are you? Jem told me she kept the envelope stamping just for not. Well, it's funny you should mention that. I have done most of the envelope stamping. I do still have a stack here. This is all that's left. It looks like a lot, but this will only take like 10 minutes. And yes, I will be doing that. I have to do that. Because if I get that done, that means I'm all stamped and up to date, and I have envelopes of every shape and size. So we are going to start with that, but it's going to take a very teeny weeny amount of time. So after that, we will move on to something slightly more exciting and well, I suppose that is productive. But yes, we will do more arty things. That will be that will be good. I got you on in the background to send motivation. Okay, let's waggle some motivational vibes towards Green Hat. Obviously, she needs them for whatever reason. I feel like this camera's really off today as well. I had to kind of like shuggle everything about a wee bit for various reasons, which included my microphone and my lights. So that's why I was asking about lighting. That's better, isn't it? I'm a bit more in my normal position. I don't know. Maybe. The sad and tragic news today came in the form of I put some makeup on, and I had to use my palest foundation. This is the whitest that I get. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. Between my palest and darkest, 5 foundation shades because I've got very peely wally Scottish skin, which I get from my mum's side. But I go really brown really quickly, and yeah, so I've always got like the darkest shade and the lightest shade, but up until now I've been mixing a little bit, like a tiny bit of that dark shade in with my lightest foundation. And when I put it on my face today, because I don't wear makeup every day, it looked orange on my skin, and I was like, oh okay, we're down to paper white. So and it's funny because the first thing Mr. Jem said to me when I put it on was, "You look really pale." I was like, "Oh, thanks. Cheers." But hopefully the sun's coming out now. Spring is here. It's significantly warmer here than it has been. Today I was almost, the rule for me is when it gets to 16 degrees, I go and walk the dogs or out into the yard in a t-shirt with a body warmer on. So it's almost bare arms. We should get 14 or 15 over the next couple of days, which would be great. But it's so nice not to be freezing all the time, and my elbow feels so much better because it's a bit milder. So I am very, very happy. But it has been so windy, so windy. See, I can find the picture so show you how dark I got as a child and was in the sun a lot. 5 shades plus for sure. Yeah, it's quite interesting. And it's taken me a long time to figure out what's right. I mean, I think I could probably push it to 6 shades when, especially if I've been abroad for a stretch, you know, if I maybe go away for like 2 weeks or whatever. But I go brown really quickly. It's just the way that I am. I don't burn easily, but I do burn, and I always say that, you know, if although I've got very pale skin, you know, I'm quite good in the sun. But if I go that brown and I can burn, then everyone should be wearing sunscreen. Might be the iron deficiency. Green Hat wants to get out in her postage stamp size garden. It's, see, when you've got a garden at this time of year, you're just desperate, aren't you? Ours is still very mushy because we had a lot of rain. Everything's still a bit squelchy, but we have a lot of grass and it badly needs cut. So we're just waiting for a couple of dry days. Get the ride on, mower out, off we go. Looking forward to that. Yeah, we're starting to get tufty, Cal. Right, I don't even know if you want the camera on for this. Personally, I think it's pretty pointless, because I'm literally just going to be doing this. So I've got a wee self-inking stamp here, with the Colour Cave logo on it, and I just thought, rather than, and this was way back. Yeah, I'll put my wee face in the corner. How's that? Way back when I first started the shop, I felt like this was the most cost-effective way to have a little bit of branding on the packaging. And most of you all know that I've shopped from the Stash shop, that I reuse any packaging that comes in. And then I started to buy in these envelopes. They are fully recyclable because you can take the bubble wrap part splits off, so you can actually recycle the envelopes. So I started buying them in various sizes, and now I know like what sizes I need and what sizes I don't. And this stamp's been great. This is still the original stamp and it's still got loads of ink in it. So I find this is the best way just to have a little bit of like the Cave branding in a cost-effective manner, but also still remaining fairly eco-friendly. The last thing now is I'm on my last roll of plastic packing tape, you know, the big wide tape that you get. Once that's done, I'm going to get recyclable brown tape as well. You'll have seen it on Amazon packages and stuff now. It's like papery, but it's thick and it's really sticky. Obviously, I wasn't going to start using that without using up what I'd already bought, but I think that's me probably about as eco-friendly as I can be. But anyway, this stamp's fabby. So basically, that's it. Next. Martine goes between ivory and porcelain and foundation. The last time I got foundation, the lady in the store couldn't find a product that was light enough. Oh no. That's my phone ringing now. That's the pharmacy. Tough. I'm busy. You're too late. If it was even before 3, I might have answered it, but the last time Cal got foundation was in the 1900s. Oh my goodness. And Green Hat just turns into a big freckle. Oh well. I suppose there's worse things to turn into, like a lobster. You know, I have to say, like, I'm very lucky. It's strange, but it must just be like the weird mix of genetics. Because I am just now, I'm so pale. I am so white. But say it doesn't take much, and I do find if we get a good spring, I can get myself to my sort of middle shade fairly quickly. And it's not, it's not even a vanity thing. I suppose no, it is a vanity thing. I just look so unwell when I'm this white, and people say to me, "Oh, you look really tired." I'm like, yeah, it's just because I'm white. You're used to seeing me with a bit of colour. The lobster stage happens first. Oh no. Oh no. Up until I had my son, I couldn't even tan in a tanning booth. My skin refused to be anything but vampire white. Well, wait, the first time that Julia came to visit from Sweden, and it contrary to popular belief, it gets hot in the summer in Sweden. They get much warmer temperatures than we do. And we were laughing because Julia and I, this was at the old cave, the last cave, and we sat out on the deck, which was out of the cave window from where I used to film. So we sat there for maybe like 2 hours one afternoon, and it was like May. And Julia got sunburnt. And she said, "I can't believe I go to Scotland for a holiday and I come back with sunburn." I'm like, yes. But she is, again, she's very pale. Obviously Scandinavian colouring. And she's got to be very careful in the sun, but she didn't think that would happen in Scotland, and it did. Hi, Patty. I hope you're well, and I hope Evie is well too. That's something I meant to ask you on the Discord, Patty. How is Evie? Is she perked up a little bit? I keep meaning to ask you, and I keep forgetting. How long have I missed? Just a couple of minutes. I'm just we're just getting through the envelopes. We're getting there. If you want a giggle, these envelopes, they've all got codes on them, and I call these the boo envelopes because it's B/00. There's been many a time I've asked Mr. Jem to pass me a boo envelope. But we're nearly there. Ah, see, Thea was going to ask as well. There we go. Alright, time change. No time change, not yet. Or do you just mean the time zone difference? Oh, goodness me, I'm flinging envelopes about now. She's good now. Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh. Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know that, but today I learned. Is that correct? So your clocks have already changed, Patty? Is that what Thea's saying? Yeah, our clocks don't change for another 2 weeks. Oh, okay, right, so that right, that makes complete sense to me. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I wasn't even sure if Canada changed their clocks. Well, now I know. I should really know that, shouldn't I? 29th. Oh, this isn't a bit. Oh, it is a boo envelope. It's just a bit squashed. This one's been in the wars. Look at it. My God. Should we a wee smoothing out job on this one? That's so strange because they just come in like a big cardboard box, but they're all stacked like this way, and sometimes they curl over at the top like that one, just like the way they're sitting in the box, but that one looks as if it's been used. Good Lord. I'm not really happy about that. Do you see what I mean about my stamp though? It's great. It's just like, oh yeah, bish bash bosh. Right, I'm gonna have to straighten a couple of these out. For 2 weeks a year, it's only a 4-hour time distance for your sister. That's funny. You hope they get rid of the daylight savings. Do you know? I think I must be the only person that wants to keep it. I don't know. I just think it. Yeah. Never mind. I don't really have a logical reason for it, but my body clock anticipates it. I've already started waking up much earlier. It started happening about 3 weeks ago, and that's happened to me for years. So like my body's ready for the clocks to change, because I'm waking up at like 4:30 in the morning. So obviously when the clocks change, that becomes 5:30, which is normally roughly when I get up, depending on what's happening. There wasn't enough time for thought about daylight savings. Yeah, these ones don't seem to be as bad. Right, okay, back to stamping. Well, it's not really though, Cal. Like, it's not really a thing that affects us anymore because I don't know if you've seen modern tractors these days, but the lights on them are like floodlights on a football pitch. It is much more pleasant working in the daylight, obviously. But with the advent of LED lights, and it's the same, we've upgraded all the lights in our sheds. And honestly, when you walk into the shed, it's like the middle of the day. When it was the old lights, it was terrible. But the lack of daylight doesn't really affect us. Like if you want to work on, there's not really anything stopping you, honestly. It's more temperatures and moisture that stops us for obvious reasons. My cousin does nothing but post pictures of her fella and her son and their John Deeres. May I ask, I'm assuming that your cousin is in the States, would I be correct? Because they're really big on their John Deeres over there. I've got a John Deere ride on mower. Does that count? Since Patty retired, it doesn't really, yeah, not so much of a big deal, Patty. Got another one here. What is going on with these? I realised I'm on autofocus. I don't know whether that's because it's picking up the top of the stack. Let's just leave it there. Oh, interesting. It's funny, John Deere tractors, I mean, obviously, number one, they're an American company. They're not the high quality tractors they used to be. When we came here, it was John Deere tractors that were here. And they're all gone now. The cost to repair them for parts and everything was just absolutely ridiculous, and they were becoming really unreliable, and I've heard that from quite a few people. So yeah, I like a John Deere though. They're nice to drive. Like, if I had a choice of you can have any tractor you want to drive, it would be a John Deere, but that's beside the point. Patty's been retired 10 years. Daria's 11 years this May. Oh, wow. So nice. I don't think I'll ever be able to retire. I don't see, to be truthful though, my birthday's past the tender age of 40. I can't imagine myself retiring. I think I would be really bored. I think I'm probably going to paint into my old age, like as long as I'm able to. Yeah, I'll still be running the cave when I'm like 70 if I'm still here. I think she thinks it's Real Housewives of the Valleys. Oh, that's amazing, Cal. Ah, jeez. Lots of fence, yeah. Fence are expensive here, but they are what we call the big boy toys. Like, you don't get fence in Scotland unless you're a really big outfit and you're working in really big fields. A lot of our gateways and stuff aren't really designed for them, and it tends to be the bigger models that are here. Again, they're really nice tractors to drive though, but they are big boys toys. 20-degree weather last week and now we're back to 10, -10 and snow. Oh no. We're going to have WIP Wednesdays in 30 years' time. Damn tootin' we are. Can you imagine if we were? That would be weird. Although I have to say, the cave birthday's actually passed now. The cave is 8 years old. Do you know what I mean? We're closer to a decade than we are to 0. They'll probably still have the same whip as well. Yeah, there might still be some lurking about. Right, anyway, that's the envelopes done. Told you it wouldn't take us that long. And that is me completely like up to date, which is great because it's one of those jobs. Sometimes I just sit in front of the TV, but I don't like taking them out the cave and taking them elsewhere because there's an increased chance of dog hair contaminating things, and I obviously don't want that in my envelopes for my shop orders. That's not professional at all. So I like to kind of try and keep everything as contained as I can and as clean as possible. So anyway, glad we've got that sorted out. Now, happy birthday, Cave. Do you know what? I think even though the Cave birthday has technically passed, I think I'm still going to buy a helium balloon because every year I've had a numbered balloon, and I haven't got one this year, so I think I might just buy one anyway and post it on Instagram just for funsies. Patty probably wouldn't have started anything in 10 years' time. Oh my goodness. Right, okay, so in terms of what we're going to do today, we've got options. We can do a combination of things. We don't have to stick to one thing. I am totally easy Ozy today. Just because why not? I've had a bit more of a relaxed Wednesday today. The last sort of month or so, everything's been like absolutely fraught, and I've had to jam in loads of things on the same day today. Thankfully, it's not been one of those days. So what I've got here is the page in the ink house that I was working on, and it's this teapot page. It's kind of ish, it looks as if I'm almost finished. There's a lot of areas that I haven't activated with water, and I've got shading and things to put in, but I just wanted to put the base colours down on the teapots because I knew I would be coming away from it and then I would forget what I was going to do, so that's why I did that. So I've got this. Obviously that's going to be Inktense pencils if you want to do that. We've got the Armani ring graphite drawing, which I've done absolutely 0 on. I don't even know where it is. It's probably in a pile somewhere. Where did we leave it? Not in there. Got stuff everywhere. I know where my sketchbook is. It's in my handbag, which is through in the other room. Anyway, so we've got that as well. Hello, Ulrika, how are you? But also this literally came in the post about 10 minutes before I started the stream. It's only semi-relevant. It is Animal Crossing Lego, but it is Julian's beach painting. So I don't know whether you fancy it. Even later on, this set will take about 10 minutes to put together. Julian is one of the, he's kind of one of the more sort of beloved Animal Crossing characters, and he's got his wee paint palette and his paintbrush, and he's obviously painting by the shoreline here, so I thought that might be fun just to do if you fancied that. The other thing that I want to start, and again it's a bit more of an undertaking, I hope you've all watched the scroller challenge video that I put out with the Himi gouache. I keep looking at that painting. It's stuck to my shelves over there. I've actually pinned it up I'm sure you can see it in the background there. I am so pissed off with that painting. It's just, obviously it's my style and I knew that's what I wanted to paint, but I'm so underwhelmed by it, and I was so frustrated that I cut it off short before I was like realistically anywhere near finished with it. But I just did not want to use that paintbrush, paper and paint combination like a second more than I had to. So I want to have a do-over with that, with proper paper, proper paints and proper paintbrushes. So I was kind of thinking about maybe starting that at some point this week. So that's kind of the options. So the easiest thing, I know there's not many of you in, but the easiest thing for me to do is just stick up a poll, and whatever's the most popular we'll start with, and we'll maybe switch to the second most popular thing a bit later on if that's what you want to do. So let's get this going. Oh, if you want to stick your wee votes in there, that would be grand. And we can get a consensus. Love the teapot with Mousy. Very cute. Oh, you remember that Lego? Get your votes in. Ulrika was surprised at how thin it was, considering it was for gouache. I'm assuming you're referring to the paper, that the paper's awful. The paper was just... Flicking through the calendar, all the pages I've missed this year by starting very late. Oh, okay. So that's quite a good selection then. You felt pain for me having to use that paint. You were going to buy it. I'd love to see it made up. Okay, well, that yes. Yeah, it wasn't a pleasant experience. I think, see, to be honest, if I had more, or should I say, if I was willing to devote more time to it, and really dig in and find some patience, I could have done more with it. I wasn't very, I was kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't stick it out for longer, but the fact that I was filming it as well, that, I mean, that was like, that, I think that whole video was about 40 minutes. The painting portion, I did that in 3 sittings, and each sitting was like 3 or 4 hours each, and most of that time was just spent like fighting with the paint. And I was like, do you know what? I don't care how it turns out now. I feel like it looks like a gouache painting that I would have painted like a year and a half ago. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but like I'm capable of so much better, and that should have been a cracking painting. But I just absolutely lost the totty with it and was like, nah, do you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done. A green hat, I probably missed it, but did we ever do the burning of the 2025 at the front of the sketchbook? Yes, we did. We did. Oh, she's even put, like, Thea's put the TikTok link up for you. I'm just gonna go and get the sketchbook anyway. I mean, I can show you. I mean, I need to go and bring it through anyway. I'll just be a jiffy. I'm gonna go and get my sketchbook. Here we go. I'll show you in real time, green hat. There you go. I have a wee zoom in as well. So yeah, wee Mildred's got her party hat on instead of her Santa hat, and she's watching the fireworks and she's watching 2025 burn away. And I was so happy with how this turned out. Like, it was really, really good fun. I just had a really good time with it, and yeah, I was super happy with it. So there you go, green hat. Right, how's this poll looking? The Legos in the lead. Lego at 44%, also with the gouache do-over. No one wants to do any more graphite work. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I think we've got our answer. Okay, well, let's start with the Lego then. How do we feel about that? Can't believe you guys want to do Lego. That's kind of cool. It's such a tiny set as well. Okay, right, we'll go with that then, and then I'll pull out all my gouache stuff and we can start. We can start again. I don't know if I'm ready to do this soon, honestly. I'm still recovering from the trauma of the first time. But there we go. This is also, I don't know if I've showed you this. I mentioned at some point that when I went on holiday, when I broke my elbow, I took my Winsor & Newton watercolour travel paints with me, and I don't know what happened to them. There was two things that went missing on that trip, and I could have sworn blind that I packed those two items, and when we got home it wasn't in any of the bags, but Mr. Jem and I, like, we swept that room 5 times because I was taking a lot of painkillers, and you know, like, I had a cast on and stuff. Like, we were super careful. And I have got no idea what happened to that set of paints. So at Christmas time, Mr. Jem bought me a new set. So my old one was blue, but I don't know if any of you haven't seen this travel kit before. It's quite something. I really like it. It's just a chunky little box, and it's got a lovely wee thumb hole on it, but it is everything that you need. So when you open it up, you've got a travel paintbrush in there, and this brush is nice. It's very weeny, but it's a nice brush to use. This is your, I call it the hip flask. So you put water in that, obviously to put in here, and then this all folds out. So you've got palettes. These are the professional Winsor & Newton watercolours, not the common ones, but these come out and you can put your own watercolours in. And then you've got your little sponge there, but the lid then fits on here, and you pour your water in there, so that, and you've got a full setup, and it's perfect. I love it. I especially like it for small watercolours. So when I go anywhere, I do take it. I haven't been away. I did this. This was why this back a bit. This was in the bag with my sketchbook and my pencil case. Papa Gem and I took a wee trip at the weekend, but it wasn't warm enough for us to stop anywhere. But I thought if I could get just some quick watercolour doodles, I would have done it. We planned to go back to where we went. We went to where Papa Gem grew up. He grew up on a farm in Fife. So we went across the bridge and went to Fife for a wee trip to see some of the places that he used to live when he was a little boy. And we had a great day, but the views are fantastic because the farm that he spent the most time on when he grew up is up at the top of the hill, and you can actually see, like, all the way across to where I live now. So I was like waving like I can see you over the water, and it was just really cool. But I'd taken that with me to use. But I really want to use this because obviously this was bought for me to replace my old one, and I was really upset about losing my old one. I just haven't had the chance yet. Anyway, I digress. Let's crack open Julian. I can see my house. Well, there is a massive hill in the way. Berwick Law, which is basically just a big hill. They call it a law because it needs its own word. It's not a hill. It's bigger than a hill, but it's not a mountain. It's like somewhere in between, but it's hard going climbing up it, which some crazy people do all the time. Anywho, but yes, so we're like kind of like tucked in behind it, but it's really weird seeing that from the opposite side as well, because obviously I'm used to seeing this side when I go out and walk my dogs and stuff. So it's pretty cool though. I was at the beach for about 10 minutes when I was in the States, and then waved towards him like, hello. Right, let's see what Julian's got to say for himself. I'm assuming I'm not even going to get an instruction booklet with this because it's so many small parts that, oh hey, don't add up to much. Oh, this is so much fun already, and I've not even started. The only thing that they've changed, these are paper now so that you can recycle them. But the problem is all the teeny tiny pieces get stuck in the corners. And there we go. I have absolutely no business buying any more Lego. I have like 4 sets that I haven't built, because I don't have space to put them anywhere, I'm going to have to dismantle some if I want to build more. And I've also recently acquired, sad and nice at the same time, my mum's favourite Disney film was Up, and I bought her the Lego Up set for her Christmas, I think 2 Christmases ago. And when she first opened the box, she was like, "Oh, Lego, gee, thanks." And then she was like, "Oh, it's Up," and she got really excited and she built it. So Papa Gem has now returned that to me, and I think I would like to build it. So I've now got that as well on top of the sets that I still haven't built. So I have no business having this go at all. Do you think that airport folks took them out of your bag? No, it wasn't like, but our suitcases weren't touched. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, right, oh, this is good. It's small enough that I can just set the instructions here so we can go on together. Hi, Polly. How are you? Hello from sunny Central Florida. Cal's got 4 miniature room sets to do, and sister got a security house for. Oh my god. Well, one of the ones I've got is the Natural History Museum. It's a massive set. I am desperate to start that because it's got a dinosaur in it. Like, you build a dinosaur. I've got nowhere to put it, so it's not getting built just now. Okay, start with the dark green bit. I feel like the lights side. Do you know what? At this time of year, the light is so weird. I can't be doing with this. Let me put another. If I put that over there. Okay, that's still not there. That's a bit better. I feel like this area is illuminated a bit better. Yeah, there we go. And yes, that is a green paint mark on the desk before anyone asks. They're so fiddly though, my fingers are permanently covered in glue. Well, I did one set that Papa Gem had bought me and it drove me to distraction. I was like, I'm never building one of these models ever again. I love as well that they've got the in this set, for those of you that are familiar with Animal Crossing, they've actually got the little fossils stamped on. Fossils you dig up in the game. And I love that they're on there. It just makes me really happy. So easily pleased. Oh, we need to put Julian together as well. We'll do him last, I think. Okay, right, so let's pop that on there and then join on the sand because that's important too. Oh, we've got something stuck to the bottom. No, I didn't buy it. I saw it in the Lego store. It was smaller than you expected. Okay. I'm just not allowed to go into the Lego. So there is a Lego store in Edinburgh. And I'm not permitted in there. like ever. So this is quite common in the, because I've got quite a lot of the Animal Crossing Lego sets. They have this sort of modular system of these squares so that you can change things and mix and match them. So there's ones this size and there's ones a bit bigger. And it basically works on a tile system, which is how Animal Crossing's laid out, although you can't actually see the tiles in the new games. But it makes sense, and it's nice because you can change things about to suit yourself, so you can have a different configuration. So I love this. This is just, it's very, very cute. Very cute indeed. I need another. Can you hear the little birdies pecking away? I think it's like someone's knocking at the door. It's like, come in. Okay, up here now we're on to some flowers. I could zoom in a wee bit. I feel like we're really far away. Is it just me? There, how's that? That a bit better? Get those there? Yeah. Yes, so we're making some flowers. Patty's got 3 sets to build. Boring meeting on the day job. Okay, Green Hat, it was nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. I hope you stay motivated for the rest of the day. Evie is sitting on the shelf between Toothless and Droids. Evie as in the actual Evie, not the dog Evie, for anyone that's confused. Yeah, the Lego, not my dog. There we go. Okay, so these are, this is their take on bamboo. Again, something that you grow in the game. interesting that they've included bamboo instead of a tree. I suppose with a tiny set like this, then it makes a bit more sense, a bit more space saving. I'm just wondering what your dog was doing in your shelf. I just see when it comes to stuff like that, sometimes I just don't bother asking questions. Okay, well, we're if this is what Julian's painting, he's got a lot to go at, hasn't he? He can paint the shore with the waves, can paint the flowers or the fossil. You know, it's a good spot. Picked a good spot. I don't need that side because that's like the finished article. Polly and her hubby have been talking about getting a big Lego set to build together. Yeah, it's good fun because when you buy the bigger sets, the way that they split the instructions up, like one of you can use like the paper manual, or you can just download the digital one onto a device. And it means you can both work on a separate part, and then stick them together later. Like they've done a really good job of that with the really big sets. I just like to build the big sets on my own. But Mr. Jem is like, he has like the best eyeballs for finding pieces that you can't find. Like he's really good at that. And because he's got like big shovel hands, he's good at like digging through Lego. So he sometimes, if I'm doing a big set, sometimes he'll do that for me. Like he'll pick pieces out for me so that I can like kind of keep going. But I love big Lego sets like that. It's my favourite, absolute favourite. And it's been such a long time since I've done a big Lego set, as per the conversation that we've just had. I just don't have room to put anything else anywhere. And I'm really reluctant. I've already dismantled some of my Animal Crossing Lego to make way for the newer sets. There are new sets out, which I'm really annoyed about because they've brought out the museum. But I don't want to take the other ones down. But that's the stage that I'm at. If I want more Lego, then that's what's got to happen. And I'm like, no, don't do it. But the museum's like, that's a must, I think. I've also got the village pub. What did they call it? Tudor Corner? It's basically a pub. I mean, if anybody should be building a pub in Lego, it's me, let's be serious. Thea doesn't want to share Lego. Well, that's fine. I have friends who asked me to build theirs for them. Well, it's funny because my brother said my nephew wanted help to build, and my brother just didn't want to do it. And I was like, I would totally, if I was closer, I would totally come and help him. Like I would do that in a heartbeat. That would be amazing. I'm a bit far away for that though, honestly. Right, let's get this bamboo sorted. Come on now. Oh, oh, it's looking so cute already. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Get this at a stylish angle. He didn't want to build Lego with his son, how dare he? Well, I think the problem was that my brother knew he would end up building it all himself, and he's not. My brother's got this weird thing. There is a name for it. I can't remember it, but it's a fear of holes. You know, like in Swiss cheese, and the holes in the Lego give him the absolute creeps. Like it makes him slightly uncomfortable. It's worse with Lego Technic, which obviously most of the bricks have holes in them. So he kind of has a hard time getting through it, but he also just doesn't enjoy building Lego. So they built a Fortnite set together, and I think that was as far as they got. So yeah, it's kind of a sensory thing for my brother as well. I can't. It's really annoyed me that I can't remember what it's called, but there is actually a proper name for it. It's not just like a made up thing. Okay, so this is our painting subject matter. This is our landscape in inverted commas, and how very compact and pretty it is too. Now let's build the easel. Let's have a bit. Get some legs on, like this. Trypophobia. You have it with some things, but luckily not with Lego. And not really a phobia, but a feeling of ick and discomfort. Well, I would say, yeah, that's what my brother has definitely. Um, you know, it wouldn't stop him doing things, but it kind of does if he can help it. I'm putting these dots on in the order that they are in the picture just because I feel like I have to conform. That's a flower, that's not a dot, that's not helpful. Get out of the way. I'm wondering if Julian's painting is an abstract. What do we think, guys? I mean, there isn't even any yellow in the source material, but you know, who are we to stand in the way of creativity? You have that with deep fat frying. That's interesting. Patty's waiting for Mandalorian Razor Crest ship to come. Oh my god, Patty. You think he's mixing paints on his canvas? Okay, let's go with that idea. I have to say, Julian's not one of my favourite characters, and I'm kind of annoyed about this because Julian is already in one of the Lego sets, and it was another small set called Julian's Birthday Party, so I now have two Julian minifigures, although I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a pink hoodie on in the other set. I think that's one of the sets I dismantled. But yeah, I wish they could have given us like another character. Like we've already got Julian. I want some of my favourites. I do have Bunny though. Bunny's one of my favourites. She's actually an islander on my current Animal Crossing island as well. And I got her by accident. I didn't summon her. So... Oh, I love this set. I suppose we better put Julian in his... Like I did, we've got a spare paintbrush in case something goes wrong and we lose one. Love it. Right, Julian. Let's get you sorted out. Oh. He's got his eyes shut as well. Yeah, it's like a battle royale type game. We're talking about Fortnite. It's very popular with my nephew, but my nephew's 10, so you know. Not my cup of tea. I'm not really into games like that. Right, I'm just saying this now. I'm making Julian left-handed. It's happening. He can be a creative boy. And then we've got his little paint palette as well. Look, and it's got sploshes of paint on it too. Oh, it's so good. Although he can't put his thumb through the thumb hole on account of not having any thumbs, but I think we'll let that one slide, guys. What do you think? Oh, it's so perfect. Julian, you're so perfect. Oh, he's a bit top heavy with his palette. That's the only thing. Eyes closed or squinting? No, definitely closed. Look at those eyelashes. Like, definitely closed. He's sporting quite a do there at the back with his mane. Ah. Again, he's definitely mixing on the palette because that blue looks nothing like the blue that's on the palette. He must have put some white down before he started. There we go. Oh, yay. Oh, I love a good Lego set. And the little sets are cute. The other small Animal Crossing set that I absolutely love is Stargazing with Celeste, because you get to build like a big moon. It's really cool for a little set if you don't want to spend a lot of money or don't have any space but still want Lego. That's probably one of my favourite small sets. You know, like all together. I'm just looking over and I can see her from here with her moon. Celeste's quite happy. But I mean, I'm gonna have to get the museum at some point. But there's that one, and there's a set, and it's basically like a mix and match set, and it's houses, and you can change the seasons. So again, one of the things in Animal Crossing is it plays in real time, and you go through the seasons, so it lets you change the trees and that kind of thing. It's very expensive for what it is, from what I can see. I don't know how they can justify the price for the bigger set like the museum. I totally get it, but they are an awful lot of money, and they're not getting any cheaper. So I think that might have to wait a wee while. I might get some Lego at Christmas, but I've got other things to worry about just now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Is it still available? Yeah. Yeah, you can still get it. He's praying to the paint gods. Your sister on it and loves it. Yeah, it is super cute. Like, it's definitely my favourite. And here's an interesting or not so interesting fact about Lego as well. When they make up sets, to check that all the pieces are there, they do it by weight. And if it's slightly off, you know, like I'm talking like milligrams off, They just fire in extra pieces to bring it up to weight. I always thought they gave you extra pieces in case you lose one of the small parts. And it has the benefit of that because it's always obviously weenie parts they use to make it up to the correct weight. But that's actually not the original reason for it. It is nice to have these spare parts though, and I've got just a little tub. And every time I finish a set, I put the spares in, and you end up with quite an interesting collection because now I've got a spare fossil, a spare paintbrush, and a spare flower, as well as these really cute little pastel coloured dots, which come in handy for something. It's always good to have these little spares, so I will scoop them up and I'll add them to my collection. Oh, I think we're gonna have to post Julian on Instagram. What do you think, guys? He's super cute. Oh, he's super cute. Oh my goodness. Did you get a Welsh advert, Cal? That's exciting. It was really funny the other day. I stopped my YouTube premium subscription. It's getting really expensive, and truth be told, I don't watch a lot of YouTube anymore. I really don't. I post on YouTube a lot, but I don't watch it. And it's become very expensive, so I got rid of my YouTube premium. I think as a creator with X amount of followers, I should get it for free or at least discounted, but no. Anyway, and one of the first adverts that came up for me was for Arctic Fox hair dye, and that's the stuff that I use like since I've started doing it at home, so I was quite impressed with that. I was like, yes, we're paying attention. Good. I think that's about the only tailored advert I've ever had though, so far anyway. The other thing as well is, I don't know if any of you pay attention, you probably don't because it's not that interesting. We are only 4 subscribers off 12,000. I feel as if we've been at 11,000 and something forever, and it's just popped up. See, since I've started becoming a bit more active again, it started to creep up. So I'm really hoping that in the next couple of days, if anybody's in the chat that's not subscribed, I'm assuming you guys all are. But yeah, we might hit 12,000 soon, which is really nice. So yay, a little milestone. Our premium should get you posting benefits for your channel. I mean, there's certain things that you can do. I haven't looked into it, honestly, because I've not been that active on YouTube. Oh, by the way, hello, Katara. Nice to see you. I didn't say hello when you came in there. Yeah, I feel like there should be something, and there are things that you can work towards, blah, blah, blah. I would be quite happy to have a discounted YouTube premium. Like, that would make me really happy. When did the plaques come? Oh, like 100,000 subscribers, I think's the first one. They might have changed it by now. It's big numbers. There you go. Thea's saying it's 100,000, so it's not changed. No, a million's like the yeah. Is the 10 million one not gold? I can't actually remember. See, I stopped paying attention to stuff like that a long time because, well, YouTube's never really been about that for me. You guys know that as well. Do you know, I am so happy with what we've got, and this is like way beyond my wildest dreams, because when I started posting on YouTube, I thought if I could find maybe like 100 or so people that would stop in regularly and, you know, like kind of grow their art with me growing my art, like I would be really happy, and it's surpassed all expectations. So anything that happens after this point's great, but it is nice, see, to hit a milestone like, you know, every 1,000 subscribers is really nice. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the way things are with the 12,000, and the fact that we're 8 years in. Like, I would love to make it to 10 years and still be doing things regularly. That would be really awesome. And yeah, it's just really nice. It's made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Like, yeah, oh, so good. Right, okay. I'm kind of glad for our little Lego adventure there. That was kind of fun. I wish it was a slightly bigger set, but that's okay. Right, I need to get set up for some gouache painting now. To be fair, it is 4:45, and I normally take a break around 4 o'clock. So I'm just going to take a break now. I'm going to phone the pharmacy back as well, because they shut at 5 o'clock. It doesn't get decimated. And we can make a start and see if I can do any better with this freaking gouache. So the gates are now open for you to talk about food, what you've had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, what you might be making. And I'll be back as quick as I can. Sorry guys, that took a little bit longer than expected, but I've got my pharmacy issue sorted out now. I tell you the other thing that I've just realised that I've not brought through with me, I need my glasses. Here was me thinking I was organised. Spectacles, always helpful. Right, so let's see the food chat just before we get going here. Salad with cottage cheese. Oh, cottage cheese. Oh no, I don't like cottage cheese. It's the texture. Apple, very healthy, very good, Ulrika. Tonight having stir fry. Yeah. Love it. Bamboo shoots are great. I love them. Mary forgot it was Wednesday. That's okay. I get that a lot. Welcome, welcome. Ulrika had been planning on making a pie, but the weather is so warm and sunny that a stir fry. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. What's it with all the boilers just now? Your boiler service threw you out because it was only fitted 3 weeks ago. Oh dear. Thank you, Thea. Lovely to be back. I'll probably just have pizza. Hi, Jules. How are you? Hands perfect. No complaints. Elbow is ongoing. I'm waiting for a referral to the physiotherapist, which I haven't had through yet, unsurprisingly. So I'm kind of muddling on. It started clicking, and when it clicks, it's really, really sore. and they've ruled out any bone issues. It's not the break, it's the tendons and things that are surrounding it. It's a lot better though. See, since the weather's got milder, it's not nearly as sore. And it is only sore when I twist in like strange directions, and or try and lift something heavy. And then it clicks and it's like, oh, but it sends like a shockwave up to my shoulder. It's really, really uncomfortable. It's not nice at all. So that's where we are with that. Oh, Weight Watchers. Oh god, Weight Watchers. Spice burger sandwich. Well, that sounds exciting. I'm having a chicken burger tonight. Again, you all know that there's never anything exciting for dinner when I'm streaming at this time. I've just got things to squeeze in when I finish the stream and before we actually eat. And honestly, after a stream, I'm wired for about an hour and then I just bomb completely. The last thing I want to do is go and stand in, albeit my very pretty and lovely kitchen. I don't want to be cooking after that. So we always just have something simple when I'm streaming at this time of day. Oh, speaking of streaming at this time of day, I would like to remind you that Saturday morning we are having an early bird stream and it's starting at 6:30 in the AM here. So I will put a post up on social media, across all the social media, probably on Friday. If anybody is up, I'll probably stream till about 8:30, 9ish. So even if you're up a wee bit later, you can come and join us and we'll do something exciting on Saturday morning. Thea had iron and vitamin B12 for lunch. And it's pink. It looks like rosy wine, everyone. Oh, panzanella salad and something. Lovely. That sounds marvellous, Katara. Very good indeed. Right, okay. Shall we? So, let's just have a wee chat about this. So, I've just realised I've got everything else. I didn't bring the gouache down. Oh dear. Nope. My gouache mountain. I've actually not got a square inch of space anywhere. This is ridiculous. Considering I've got 4 desks, how can I not have any space? It's just like ridiculous. Right, so let's talk about, this is like a mini scroller challenge redo. Let's talk about the supplies. First and foremost, I've got my brush holder. Little dude's doing well. He's holding up perfectly. I'm so pleased with him. I really, really am. He still doesn't have a name, by the way. So my paper choice is going to be the Arche hot press. 300 GSM, proper weight for using gouache on. But if you remember in that video, I did use a little square of this just as a comparison. This paper's quite an odd size, 9x12. It's not the standard A format. So this was the other half of the piece that I used. So I'm going to use that for the painting. Slightly bigger than what we used for the scroller challenge version, but you know, I'm not going to cut another bit of paper the same size. No photos allowed in clinics and whatnot. You still vote Brushy the Brush Dragon. Do you know that's such a Scottish thing to say. We we've been asked to name several things. I'm sure we've had the conversation about the snowplows and the spreaders. They've all got excellent names. Spready Mercury, just as an example. Stone Cold Steve Froston is another one. That's one of my personal favourites. We as the Scottish public were asked to name a boat, and it was overwhelmingly voted to be called Boaty McBoatface. So Brushy the Brush Dragon, that seems very fitting actually, Katara. Polly's just got a cup of tea and a banana. That used to be my prime running breakfast. It's amazing how many miles you can go in a cup of tea and a banana. McBrushy. Oh, I love it. Right, okay, I'm going to use the washi tape that I used before just because it's to hand and I actually quite like it. I do like the stickiness of it. When I'm finished this particular painting, I will take the time to heat the tape up before I pull it off so it doesn't damage the paper. And it's a very pretty pink colour as well, so we'll go for that. Because why not? I'm almost I think irate's too strong a word, but I'm seriously irritated about this. You know, like no, maybe even not agitated. That's a good word. Like I just want to, because of the subject matter of that painting. The green door. I talked about this before. The door is not green. And it was one of the first things when we moved here. I went on a wee adventure. I actually posted it when we were doing the memberships. It was in one of the vlogs, and I kind of showed you know, the bits and pieces that I found really lovely about living here. And that green door has been part of that. And the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to paint that at some point. And I just feel that the scroller challenge was the perfect opportunity because of the prompt, and I feel like it should have been a much better painting than it was, and I think that's why I'm irritated about it, because I know I can do better, and I can't blame it all on the paint. Like a poor workman blames their tools, but I literally just ran out of patience. I was just like, no, not happening. Okay, so step number one is we've got better paper. We're taped down. We're all good to go. In terms of brushes, I will jump between these are all my gouache brushes plus my fly swatter, which we don't need at this moment, but it is extendable. Remember, the brushes that I tend to stick to the most when I'm gouache painting these days, and it doesn't matter whether it's in my sketchbook or not. I like the King Art brushes. But when it comes to like with broader brushes, and that's a terrible example, but if I'm using teeny tiny brushes, I like the King Art brushes. So this number 2 round is one of my favourites because you can get an insane level of detail as long as the consistency of your gouache is where you need it to be. This brush is excellent. I really like those ones, and the other ones that I lean towards as well, I'm just looking for one, I'll see if I can find one, is the Escoda brushes. The Escoda Prado brushes, I really, really like these as well. So they're probably my 2 favourites, and you'll probably see me using those the most. However, I'm very happy to use my sea white brushes as well, of which I've got 1 or 2. I've got quite a collection now. So you can see my Hemi brushes are still in there. For more of a budget brush that does well, the Nick Pro brushes, which was just a bulk set that I bought on Amazon. These brushes have held up really well. I really like the bristles on them. What I am finding, just with being a cheap paintbrush, is the ferrules are quite loose now, they're quite wobbly, but the bristles have retained, I mean, you can see that one, and I use that brush a lot. They have retained their shape wonderfully, they're not even fluffy. So I quite like those as well. This angled shader, that's probably one of my favourites in that set as well. That's a number 5 angled. Again, for me, for gouache, it's about the rigidity of those bristles. That's what makes me tick. And these brushes, for an extremely cheap set of brushes, these really hit the spot for me. So that's what I'm planning to use most of when I'm doing this painting. In terms of paint itself, I'm happy to use any of the gouache that I've got that's in sort of regular circulation. So usual suspects in my little Sweden mug here. The Talons white gouache, that's just a go-to. I use that for mixing, I use it for highlights. It's a great all-rounder. I've got several tubes of that kicking about. Most of my other go-to gouache is the Winsor Newton Designers gouache. I do have the Talons Designers gouache in other colours because I've only ever used the white one, and I bought this little set even though I don't need any more gouache, which we've already established, but it's because it's in jars and I just thought it was really cute. I'm not going to use that for this though because I want to do this with tried and tested materials. That I think I might do a video on these at some point. I might make a nice video because we like that kind of thing. Brush the Magic Dragon. Kind of like McBrushy as well, though. Gonna have to give that some thought. Oh, speaking of names, I did mean earlier, for those of you that are in the Discord, I was trying to get out to the shed earlier to go and see the little diddler, who is getting less little by the day. He's doing really well. Probably tomorrow, when I've got a bit more time, I'll take some photographs of him because he's starting to fill out already and he's put on weight. We haven't weighed him again yet, but he's doing really well for those of you that are aware of the situation. For those of you who are not aware, we had a very premature calf last week. We are not supposed to start calving until the 17th of April or something like that. So this calf was a month early, and he is surviving and he seems to be doing relatively well. So anyway, I'll update on Discord tomorrow. We've just been calling him Diddler up until this point. Ulrika, you now have full approval to pick a Hobbit name for him. And I'm leaving that down to you. And Mr. Jem thought that was hilarious. So please feel free to pick a name. Birds are very noisy today. Right, okay, so let's crack on. So noisy. They get noisier when the blind's pulled down. They get a bit braver because obviously they can't see humans on the other side. And they get quite chatty. It's quite fun. It's quite cute. Right, so I'm kind of going to go through this in the same steps that I did for the scroller challenge. So I'm going to start with the background. I have this lovely peach Arteza colour, which it's very, very close to this Winsor & Newton Pale Rose blush. There's not much in it between those two. I haven't opened this yet though. So I'm going to start with this because I can get the Arteza gouache waters down quite well, so I can get quite a nice sort of thin layer with that. So that's a good place to start. In terms of other colours that I'm going to use, just so that I can show you where we're going with things, I do have these all in colour groups. This is all greens. Quite organised, really. I know I don't sound like I am, but I've got pinks and purples all together as well. So this tray is going to be the most important one for the next little while. We've got the blush pink as well, and these pinky purple colours are from Winsor & Newton. These are some of my favourites. I can't actually read that without my specs on. I know what colour it is, but Rose Tyrian or Tyrian, I think it's Tyrian, and also the Bengal Rose. These colours are just, oh, num 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 num. So that's, I'm going to kind of hover about that category, and that's for that light source in the background. And then we're going to start moving outwards and we'll go into like a lilac stroke purple colour. So the mauve's quite nice as well. It's definitely purplier than most mauves, like it's more purple than red, if that makes sense. And then we've got darker purples as well. The brilliant purple, the Winsor & Newton brilliant purple, that's my second tube of that, also unopened. It's fabulous. But I can maybe swatch these out for you as well so that you can see what's what. So that's kind of that's where we're going to start. We're just going to start with this background and see how we get on. This is actually stressing me out a little bit, like I can't cope with the level of chaos. I see the fact that I don't have like a spare centimetre of desk is ridiculous. But it's just not been top of my priority list the last few days. Chirp, 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 yep. Dave, there's food in the feeder, bring the family. Yeah, pretty much. A hot cup of tea. Yeah, well, I think mine's kind of, I'm getting to the cold stage now. Cal's got Russell, Cheryl and Brandon. No prizes for guessing their roles. So good. So good. Love it. Right, okay. Here's my palette. I don't even know where my palette is. This is just not going well today at all. I'll go and get another palette. Ah, jeez. Oh. Right, there we go. Here's one here. It's fine. Ever the consummate professional, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, lordy, right, I need my brush rest in a sense. This is just like everything's in the wrong order. Let's put that there. Move everything else up out the way. Water, palette, paper, brush rest. There, that's the place where I need it. White, always white. Russell is a cheat, he won't leave me alone till I say hi. Oh, that's funny. Well, I ended up, Mr. Chaffinch, which I'm using for the Cave Discoveries painting, he actually ended up in the cave the other day by accident. I had the window, it's like a side opening window and it opens out the way, and he ended up coming into the cave and got really panicked and I had to shush him back out and he pooped on my windowsill. So he's brave, but he's clearly not that brave because it was like full on panic stations, bless him. But anyway, I managed to shush him back out and he was okay. I don't know whether he just wanted to come in and see if I was making a good job of his painting or not. But anyway, that's by the by. Right, I'm just going to pull up the original painting. I've got a photograph of it here. Just for a bit of reference. It's more for proportions than anything else, because I can't really remember how far out or how not far out I put things. So I'm going to start with this peach colour, I think. Hi Terry, how you doing? Oh, you want to call him Mary? Oh, you throw the worms in the grubs. Well, they're gonna they're gonna be up for that, aren't they? Oh my goodness, this is so close to the colour that I actually used. It's ridiculous. A tiny little bit of white in that, and that is gonna just put me right where I need to be. Okay, so for those of you that have just joined or haven't been in for very long, Terry, I'm looking at you. I'm redoing the painting that I did for the scroller challenge because I was really upset with it. Polly can't handle chaos either. Yeah, I just like normally when I finish a stream, I basically just turn off the computer and everything and just shut the door and worry about it tomorrow. That's not going to happen today because I cannot leave this like this. I have to go to work in the morning, and the desk that I normally work from, which is the one behind me for my proper job, you can't see a bit of the desk, so I'm going to have to fix that tonight. Like, that's a thing. That is a thing. Right, okay, so let's go for... I'm just looking for that that filbert brush that I had earlier that I've plonked back in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, starting off with the Escoda Prado, and I want to get this nice colour gradient starting with the sort of peachy pink colour in the middle, and then I'm going to work my way out until we are a nice purple colour, like a violet purple round the outside. And I'm basically just going to do that all the way around the same way as I did in the scroller box video. And I should be able to mix on the paper much better with this than in the... oh, I've got a dollop. Than I did in the scroller video because the paper was rubbish. Like, look how nicely I'm able to do that. And it's spreading out. Like, it's just... oh my goodness. But this is the thing about Hemi. I've never really liked the Hemi gouache. It's never been a thing for me. I've tried a couple of times with it, and it's just like, nah. But I do think a lot of it is down to, you know, my particular art style and the way that I use gouache, because I probably don't use it the way that it was intended, because I do a lot of mixing on the paper like this. You know, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just bad habits, honestly, but the Hemi gouache just doesn't seem to want to do that. Again, I say that it depends on what paper you use. It also depends on the humidity and temperature in the room that you're in as well. But I mean, that I couldn't put any water or anything near once, you know, once I'd laid something down on the paper. It was just like, nah, you're not doing that. Forget that. That's not a thing. Okay, that's more or less the middle. But this, like, this in itself, this is just so much easier. Like, it's just, there's no comparison to the ease of which I am able to put this down. And again, you know, I'm quite wayward. I'm quite haphazard with backgrounds. I don't take a lot of time and care over them because it's a background. The whole point of gouache is you work in layers. You shouldn't be having to repeatedly go back over, go back over, go back over. You should be able to slap it down and everything should be okay. Being summoned by a cat. The calling of the cat. I appreciate it as well. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get this exact to what I did before, but I should be able to get it pretty close. One would hope. Now, if I just add a weeny wee bit of water here. Right, now see, this is blending out. It is not lifting the paint off the paper. And that was one of my mega frustrations about the Hime as well. And I kind of want to, that's maybe a little bit too much white. I had almost like a, you know, as if the light was emanating up and out. That kind of way. And I'm able to put that in there. And it's not picking the paint up from underneath, even though I've literally just started on that. And that in itself, that's just delightful. Like, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's so refreshing. So refreshing. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is, do I want the mauve cut? I don't know if I want mauve or not. I'll not be using mauve if I can't get the lid off it. What do you like in gouache that you don't find in acrylic and vice versa? Oh, that's a list. I like that gouache is water soluble long after the fact. You can go back and mess with things. Obviously once acrylic's dry, it's dry. However, I do, when I'm painting in acrylic, I mix on the canvas way more than I do with gouache actually. And I actually can't get the lid off this. I thought I was going to have to go with the rubber band trick route there that one of you guys taught me. There we go. This might actually just be the perfect colour. Yeah, I don't like the permanency of acrylic, and I don't like the fact that it's difficult to clean off your tools and things once it's dried. And I always feel that with acrylic paint that it's kind of just, it suits me better for bigger paintings, and I like to paint, like this is the sort of size that I like to paint, and I like to put loads of tiny fine details in. I find that much easier with gouache because you can control the consistency with water a lot better with gouache. And I also love the flat matte that you get with gouache, whereas with acrylic you don't always get that. Sometimes it's a bit shiny. I think the format size is very much a personal preference though, because when I paint in gouache, when I paint in acrylic, I like to paint bigger and I like to paint on canvas rather than paper. Right, I'm going to move to a slightly bigger brush just now. I think I'll probably go for a flat. Let's get this bit. Is that too big? Is that a bit overkill? Maybe. I'm going to have to squeeze out some more mauve though, I can tell you that for free. Let's make a start anyway. I think that needs to be a bit lighter. Let's put some white in there. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Much better. Definitely going to need some more paint. There seems, I can hear mooing outside as well. I'm assuming it's one of the bulls, which I'm slightly concerned about. I'll not worry too much just now. It doesn't sound like frantic mooing. I'm going to put my white as well. Where was my white? Oh, this is... That's definite mooing. I don't like that at all. Mr. Jem's away at the other end of the farm as well. Like, I know that for a fact. And we are now, yeah, it's after 4 o'clock, so most of our workers have gone home. Most, when I say most, there's 2 of them. But they'll be home. Oh, that was a little bit too much white. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some work here. Don't worry about this, but we'll fix this because I'm going to go back to this blush colour. We'll just go one side at a time here. I'm kind of just feeling out what colours I want. I'm gonna go for it with this brilliant purple. It is just it's just such it's just chef's kiss. Well, at least half will have gone home. No, the boys are day workers. They finish at 4 o'clock. They do start quite early in the morning though. And it's just Mr. Jem that plods on. And I will soon be in that camp as well because we are of course getting to that time of year. Minus our early calf, he doesn't count. But we will very soon. Look at that purple, it's so good. It's so good. We're going to blink and it's going to be calving. I usually take night duty though, just to let Mr. Jem get some sleep. And so I'll do checks late on at night through the course of the night if needed, although we try not to do that. Generally if the cows are going to calve, it's usually dusk and dawn. I don't know why they do that. Don't ask me. It just seems to be a thing. But as a person who's up very early in the morning, you know, it's no problem for me to go and stick my boots on and just go and make sure everyone's the right way up. And if there's any legs poking out or anything, then we can deal with them. So I'm going to blink and that's going to happen. You know, that's going to be imminent. It's just getting to that time of year. But the boys are very busy with field work just now. It's very important that we have our spring prep done before calving starts. I take nothing to do with the field work. It's never interested me. Quite frankly, it's not my job. Nothing on the farm is my job. I'm just here as a support. But it's very important that all the field work is in order before calving starts because unfortunately, whether we like it or not, when calving starts, things do tend to get a bit fraught, a bit chaotic. But that's how the world works for things like that. Oh, I'm enjoying this so much more already. See the transitions with me putting the paint on the paper, like mixing on the paper. It's so soft compared to, like, see this where I've put the white in there. It's so soft compared to what was happening on the other paper. I am gonna have to fix this though. But this is just, yes, like I'm so happy right now. Yes, yes, yes. Can I have some more of this, please? And I don't have like there was like a level of discomfort. That's the only way I can describe it. There was a level of discomfort when I was painting with the Hemi paints. I don't know. I suppose it's like wearing someone else's pants. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Like everything's where it should be, but it just doesn't feel right. Ah, jeez, that was a terrible analogy, but yeah, just I've got a story about that. I've got a thing about pants. One of my friends, this was years and years ago, when I still stayed over on the West Coast. One of my friends, they had a friend and her house went on fire, and basically she lost everything. The whole thing went up, and I mean, she wasn't in any danger. She got out and everything. But she basically got out the house with the clothes on her back. So when we found out what had happened, there was a group of us that were like, you know, anything that we can do at all, like, you know, let us know because we want to help this person. So I didn't know this person. It was just a friend of a friend. Anyway, I didn't realise that she literally walked out with the clothes on her back, and she'd been playing golf, so she was in like a sleeveless golfing polo and a pair of shorts. And I was like, I could not cope with not having any underwear, and I found out that she had borrowed underwear from my friend, so she was wearing my friend's underwear, and I was like, no, 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 absolutely not having that. So I asked my friend discreetly what size she was. And I went to the shops and I bought her so many pairs of pants, like practical pants, nice pants. I even asked what her favourite colour was. And I just basically, the next time I saw her was like 2 or 3 days later. I was just like, I can't cope with the thought of you having to wear someone else's pants. Please have some pants. I'm sure there'll be something in there that is close to what you would normally wear because I went to town. And her face was an absolute picture. And she said to me, she said, I've never been so equally surprised and thankful at the same time. It's something that in any other circumstance would be really inappropriate. I was like, I couldn't, like, I literally couldn't cope with it. I was like, imagine not having your own underwear. That's awful. And she was super grateful, but it wasn't like fancy underwear or anything. But I was just like, no, you have to have your own underwear. Come on now. Um, so there we go. That's I've got a thing about pants. I'm also like that with bedclothes as well. That's we'll tell that story another time. I just can't. Like, can you imagine though? Like, put yourself in that position. That must be absolutely awful. Everything you own is gone, and you don't even have your own things to put against your like own intimate parts. Like, that's nightmare fuel for me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just like, oh no, 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 thank you, none of that. So anyway, she was in I mean the lady in question was quite well off. I mean, she wasn't struggling for money or anything. It was just that sort of immediate period. So she was staying with our friends for a little while. Um I think she stayed for maybe like 2 weeks, and then she got some like temporary rental accommodation. And it was just a case of waiting until her insurance paid out to cover everything. So we just kind of helped her out with the basics. And because she had like things like when she moved into the rental property, she had no pots and pans or cutlery or anything like that. So we just all got together and just sort of tried to help her out and make sure she was okay. But she was quite traumatized initially because when the fire happened, her cat was still in the house. She was out and she was panicking because she thought she was going to lose her cat, but apparently the cat had slipped out because the fire brigade, obviously, when they went to put the fire out, were looking for the cat. But the cat had more sense and had slipped out, and they found the cat the next day in the garden. So that was really nice as well, because that made me really sad as well. Like, I would hate to lose a pet in a fire. That must be very, very traumatic. But she said like that was the worst part of it, not because the cat wasn't accounted for, because they didn't, when they put the fire out, they didn't find a carcass. That sounds terrible. Um, so she didn't know whether there was nothing left of the cat or whether the cat had gotten out. So I think that she found that quite stressful for obvious reasons. But yeah, I'd kind of forgotten about that. It was such a long time ago, a long, long time ago. But yeah, I can't cope with that. That's not right. They didn't find evidence, yeah. But they did say, like that's a good thing. It's kind of like the old no news is good news. Okay, I'm a bit happier with this transition. Again, like that, this isn't really, it's not really that important, honestly. Um, but I'm really enjoying the purples. I have to mix up a little bit more of this. The fact that I'm just able to fling in some water and it's, you know, it's not a problem. Of course it's not a problem. Look how nice that's going down, and that's with a little brush. Like, oh, that's the way gouache is supposed to go on when you put a bit of water in it. Can you tell that I'm a happy gem? Really am a happy gem, but it's so nice. I might have to put a little bit of white in there because that's looking a bit grey. Grey. But look how nicely I can blend that in on the paper, and see that's just like, it's like a teeny weeny wee bit of water on it. It's not, I've not gone daft with the water. Just want to stick with this Escoda brush just for a wee minute till I join this up. Just sort of smooth this out a bit because it was getting a bit... I don't know what it is, this thing I have about mixing the paint on the paper. I get some sort of perverse pleasure out of it. I don't know. I don't understand. I just know that I like it. And if it's not conventional or not the way you're supposed to do things, I don't really care, honestly. Like, I don't care. I think the thing for me with this painting specifically, the fact that, you know, that we're going again, where I lost my patience was not at this stage. It was when it was coming down to specific sections, and the one that where I feel the painting fell down most was the details on the wall and the gate. Normally I would have pushed that and spent a lot of time putting the tiny details in, and I'd already lost my patience by that point. Like, I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I think particularly for the style of gouache paintings that I do, those details are really important. And the fact that I sort of just, you know, exited the premises at that point, that's where I let myself down. And that's where working with these brushes and better paints and better paper, that's where you're going to see the improvement from the old the old painting the scroller challenge to this one that we're doing now. And that's where you're going to see the difference, or at least I hope that's where you're going to see the difference. Plus, as well, I'll have much more patience for it. And there's no time constraints on me for this one either, which is also an important factor as well, because, you know, I'm very much just with the kind of schedule that I've got. See, look, that's the way purple should go down. That's got loads of water in it. Look how far it's going, and look how much coverage is still in it, even though it's been diluted with water. Like, yes. Yeah, so not having that time constraint on me either is quite a big factor. You know, it's not just the supplies that I was using. But I know as well that it doesn't matter what day or time I come back to this, I can go back in on the paint that's there, and I can still work with it. Whereas with the Hemi, it's just like, nah, mate, you're done. And I'm like, no, but I'm not done. And it's like, yeah, you are, you're done. It's not happening for you, go away. I'm like, oh, please, come back. I need to mix you on the paper. Paint and paper's like, no. Nope, none of that. Not having any of that nonsense here. Okay. It's just blends so nicely. Like, I could sit and do that all day. It's so nice. Just grab this mauve colour again. This is such a pretty colour. So nice. Right. Okay. I feel like we're getting somewhere now. Oh, we're talking about knitting. I've got no skin in the game for that. None knitting. None knitting for me. I'm just enjoying slapping some paint about on this paper, honestly. Such a good time to be had here. Okay. I think that's I'm comfortable with that just now. This area here is looking a bit funky. But do you know what? That's fine. Maybe just swoosh that out a wee bit because I can. See, I darkened up the corners. If you remember, it was a Prussian blue I used to start darkening up those corners. I won't need to do that with this. So yeah, there's that. But I think that'll do for now. So I'm going to let that sit just for a minute or two. I can catch up on the chat. Maybe put away some of this paint as well. I'm so happy with that already, and I've literally done nothing like that. It's ridiculous. It really is. I'm so easily pleased. Right, let me take my specs off. The chat is far away. I don't need specs for that. Knitting is super good for your brain. Bilateral stimulation at its finest. Okay, I'll take your word for that, Thea. Like, okay, whatever you say, that's fine. It's not a knitting person at all. Knitting and sewing, although I have come to the realisation that whether I like it or not, I'm going to have to learn to sew. Mama Jem did all my sewing and stitching for me because I am terrible at it. And she used to fix Mr. Jem's burst bits and all his, you know, his work clothes. She's not here to do it anymore, so I'm gonna have to learn to do it. Although, to be fair, Mr. Jem's pretty good with a needle and thread. So maybe he should do it instead because he's better at it than I am. Patty's mum started knitting at 16 and knitted up to 95. She also knitted in reverse to others as she watched and mirrored what she saw. Oh, that's cool. Polly knits or crochets on a daily basis. Oh. I can't follow a pattern, but I'm passable. That's funny. My gran, so Mama Jem's mum, she was the great knitter. Remember I told you that she used to knit the little hats for the premature babies in the NICU. She was a great knitter. She slowed down on her knitting when her arthritis and her knuckles started to get quite bad because it got to a point where it was sore for her to knit, and that's when she went from doing like, because everyone used to get jumpers every Christmas and all that jazz. And that's when she started knitting baby things because there were small things that she could do. And that was what slowed her down. I don't know what age she was when she stopped knitting, but she was well into her 80s. And my gran died when she was 98. But she was well into her 80s and she was still knitting, and then she had to stop. But it was purely because of the arthritis. If it wasn't for that, I think she would have probably have knitted until she wasn't alive to do it. Polly, thanks for popping in. It was lovely to see you. It's always nice to have you all in here. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Like disproportionately happy, like stupidly happy. Literally just smash some paint on the paper. Ulrika's got no needlecraft skill. Sisters both knit and crochet, as did your mum, but it's just not your thing. Blank canvas pencil cases. Well, Scrawlrbox did one for a while. Where did I see them? I can't remember. I saw some somewhere. It wasn't that long ago. See, to be fair, just going back to the knitting and needlework conversation, I really, really don't need another arty stroke crafty string to my bow. Like, there's so much going on in the cave and in the house between video games and Lego and guitars and painting and drawing, and like I just, there's no need for it. there's really no need for it. That's just my personal opinion. I'm quite curious, just while I'm sitting here, I'm literally sitting watching paint dry. I'm really curious to see what happens if I mix this mauve with the blush. I think it's going to be kind of mucky, and yeah, it just kind of goes grey. I don't know if I like that or not. I might take out this mauve altogether. Do you know that? I might put pink in there instead. Do you think I should put some pink in? This is the beauty of it. Like, see if we squeeze out some of this bad boy. Maybe not that one. Maybe we'll go for the Bengal rose. This is probably going to be too offensive because it is extremely bright. But you know me. Baker Ross used to do canvas pencil cases to paint and decorate. I'm trying to think where I saw it. It's kind of annoying me now because it wasn't that long ago. I might have to get back to you on that one, but I might actually be able to come up with a sensible answer, which may surprise you. Yeah, I think that's going to be too much of a jump. Oh. Might regret that decision. Let's lighten it up a bit. Oh, maybe not. Even just round this top section, I think I might be going for this a bit more. Again, do you see how like stupidly excited I got for no reason there? Oh, Cal does all the stitching. Oh my goodness. All right, fancy pants. Again, I think it's something like, I don't really like repetitive things. It's one of the reasons I don't like colouring mandalas, and it's also one of the reasons I don't like drawing buildings. Well, big buildings anyway. That's a thing for me. Like, it's actually a thing. And I just feel like in knitting, obviously, you don't get much more repetitive than that, really. So, you know, no real surprise that I'm not into it. Obsessive compulsive project disorder. I'll say I kind of like where this is going now. Am I just going to spend the next 20 minutes farting about with this? Probably. Am I mad about it? No. Are you guys mad about it? No, you're talking about stitching and stuff. Oh, that was too late. Oh, goodness me. What did we do there? Come on, Jim. This is the problem with mixing on the paper, though. Because then sometimes you get things like that happen, especially when you're distracted by other things that are going on. Oh, here's Jan. Hi, Jan. How are you? How was your weaponry? Weaponry? Yeah, weaponry. Was that not what you were doing? Yeah, please tell me what Tunisian something or other is. Tunisian something or other. Yeah, I've decided I don't like that move. This is way more fun. I feel like it's okay on the outer ring though. I don't know. And now if I take a little bit, my purple's quite dry now though. But if I mix a little bit of that and see, that still looks like the mauve, but it's less grey. We've got a bit more vibrancy there. And I feel like that kind of blends better with that pink colour as well. Okay. Don't mind me. Swords. It's always swords involved if Jan's involved. She likes swords. She likes big stabby things. Isn't that right, Jan? You like the big stabby things. Okay. Let's get some of my purple on the go again. I kind of want some of what did I do with that offensive pink? Jingle, that's it. It really is offensive pink. In the best possible way though. Like offensive offensive in a good way. I know what I mean, okay. I'm just gonna clean up, see this disaster here. That's a lot of mixy for no good reason. Right, let me pop that in there. We'll scoop a bit of that in there. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I want to kind of almost omit this mauve now. I feel like it's too muted. My brain's not braining here. That in there. That in there. Yep. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm gonna put a lot of stuff over the top of this, but I've just changed my mind mid painting here. I feel like the creative part's flowing quite well rather than being railroaded into, oh, I need to carbon copy what I did last time. So I'm just gonna kind of omit this. Not omit the mauve colour, but I'm basically just gonna go over the top of it and yeah, you know. A bit more purple in there as well now. I should have picked up, excuse me, should have gone back to the bigger brush here, but it's okay, it's fine. Yeah, I feel like having a little bit, it doesn't really matter. See from this point, because that's where the wall's going to go, so this bottom half doesn't really matter. But I'm just trying to see what I've got going on here and make sure that I'm happy with the transitions. So I'm just going to put in some dark corners with this purple just now. Just right in the corner, so like kind of vignette it up a bit. So there's going to be loads of stuff going on top of this, so it doesn't really matter, but it's fine. Oh no, I've run out of palette space. Oh god. That's the lid away. I'm going to run out of white paint as well. Thankfully, I've got another tube of that sitting there. Right, so let's pop that in there. It's like it's so refreshing. See, just to be able to mix this, get it to the consistency I want. I kind of aware that I'm repeating myself now, like, but I cannot, like, I just cannot express the joy and the way that painting should be, not like struggling against whatever it is you've got, because if you dampen your brush, all of a sudden you're gonna have like half the paint missing off your paper. Like, it's just bonkers. The thing is, I can't even tell you specifically whether it was the paint's fault or the paper's fault or a combination of both, because I'm not going to break that down and go by process of elimination to find out, because I never want to have to do that ever again, if I can help it. So, you know, there's that. It wasn't very scientific of me, really. Oh, I've got a little rogue brush stroke there. Right, okay, I'm going to leave that at that for the background. I think I've omitted enough mauve that I'm happy now. It was just a wee bit too muted for what I was looking for. But the other thing as well about this particular situation is that you can put as many layers of paint on this paper as you want and it'll just take it. I didn't have the same confidence in the Hemi paper, like, at all. I was very concerned that that was going to be a problem. I've just realised I need to fix this bit in here. I need a better transition there. Just round again, this sort of like semicircle here. Ended up with a purple line there. Oh no! I need to lift that off. My water's getting pretty dirty, to be fair. The vinaigrette edge. Never liked the look of Hime, so my gouache is proper stuff. I don't think it, like, see, just, obviously I don't look at social media in terms of Scrollerbox until like I've finished what I'm doing, because I don't like to be influenced in any way. So, you know, I very much steer clear of that until I'm finished. And I have been looking now, and I don't think anyone was convinced about that paper. I don't see, to be fair, I don't even think it's Hemi's paper. I think it's just like an off-brand, you know, like a white label paper. Then they've been like, oh yeah, this will do. We'll stick this in because it fits within the, you know, the budget criteria. Because Hemi's never been a sort of expensive brand of paint. You know, it is like student grade paint. And I think they really missed the mark with that, because they could have done something pretty cool with that. If it had been, you know, if the paper had been something. But, you know, what can you do? The thing is, I've been unboxing Scrollerboxes for long enough, and, you know, you kind of know off the bat, the minute you have a look at the parameters and the, you know, the not the parameters, what's the word I'm looking for, when you look at the characteristics of something and you look at the guide price, you know pretty much straight away whether it's going to be any good or not. And that, you know, you learn that quite quickly with art supplies, don't you? And the minute I saw it was 160 GSM paper, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to go. I would just like to point out on camera, this doesn't look as blended as it does in real life. It looks as if I've just gone like that. And the transitions are a little bit more subtle than that, I promise. Not that it matters, because it's going to be awesome by the time there's trees and walls and all sorts of things in there. But I'm really happy to have a do over at this, and I promise you that I'm going to make a better job of it this time. Ah, the fun and games. Right, it's not worth starting another section just now, but at least I've got the background started. which is cool. I'll probably do a wee bit more on this, but we might even pick this up on Saturday. I haven't decided exactly what we're doing on Saturday. I'll probably split it into two activities the same way as I do with the WIP Wednesdays. I do need to get better at putting in the description for the scheduled live streams what we're actually doing. I'm not very good at that. With the WIP Wednesdays, it's a bit different because it depends what I've got on the go and how far I get through things. But for Saturday, I really should make a bit more of an effort. Most of the pads you got in scroller boxes end up being scrap pads for testing pencil blends. No, it's Saturday, Thea. It better be Saturday. I would not. Why would I have? No, it's definitely Saturday. Please tell me I've not put the wrong date on the. Oh, thank you, Thea. God, you had me worried for a minute there. No, much as I'm always up early, I'm not prepared to work at that time on a Sunday morning. I'm terribly sorry. Okay, I'm going to go and grab the actual... Oh, Chalk's fast asleep, bless him. He's been very unsettled today, but he's now sort of paused it all up here. Bless him. I'm just going to grab the original painting for a minute. Take it down from its place where it's been annoying me. I am going to pin it back up there though, just as a reminder. Yeah, so if I just show you this, obviously this is what I was looking for in the middle, which is what I've got. Most of this has been obscured. There was so many layers of paint went on top of that. You're not going to see a lot of this. But I'm fairly happy with positioning because that was the thing I was most concerned about because we're working in a slightly bigger format here. But I'm quite happy with that. And I will continue on in the next couple of days. I'm kind of all painted out today though now. Earlier on I was working on the acrylic painting for the Cave Discoveries video. So I have done a lot of painting today. And I think I'm kind of done now. Discord says Saturday. Yes, Saturday. So yes, we shall soldier on. But this is, you know, I'm already at like 100% enjoying myself more. I don't. How many times have I said that today? But it's so true. When I think back to when I was doing this, like this was it was just a chore. It really, really was. So, anywho's, that'll do for that sort of thing just now. Let me just pop you all back to this screen, and that means I can start tidying up while I'm chatting to you guys just while we finish up here. Well, I didn't know with the colour scheme, originally when we talked about this, because we did discuss it in one of these streams, I was going to have everything in purple and pink apart from the door, which was going to be green. But when I started that, it kind of, I thought to myself, well, you know, round the wall and the path, that's a really good place because it, you know, it's going to draw your eye into the green door. So that was how it ended up where I was with the colour scheme for that. I'm looking for another white. I definitely have another tube of this Talons white somewhere and I don't know where it is, but I'm going to need it really soon. Oh, it's there. Okay, that's fine. No panic. So what I'm going to do now is that this is the little tin cup that Julia gave me. I tend to keep the gouache colours in it that I'm using. So I am going to stick this pink, the white. I think the mauve can go back in the box. I don't want the mauve. Thought I wanted the mauve, but I don't. That can go back in there. So can that pink. That was the other offensive pink that we didn't use. And I'm going to keep this purple out just now as well. Obviously the next time I pick up with that, I'll add greens into it as I sort of work my way along. But apart from that, let's put the rest of these away. I think these are all the primary colours. What did I have them out for? I don't even know. Yeah, primary red, blue, yellow, black. Windsor green as well, weirdly. Oh, I know what that was for. Okay, yeah, I'm going to keep them. I'll put them back in the box. Work calls. Thanks for popping in, Katara. It was lovely to see you. I think you're at least 10,000% more enjoyment. I wholeheartedly agree, Ulrika. Wholeheartedly. There is absolutely no doubt about that. And that's the thing, like that's the only reason that I do all this. Like I do it for fun. Honestly, when I was doing the background for the acrylic painting, like I'll see when I do backgrounds for acrylic paintings, I basically just do what I want. It's just an excuse to like slosh paint on the canvas, and that is literally what I did. I ended up covering quite a lot of it up, but I just wanted that like fun, and that's why I enjoy it, and that's why I paint. Um, I've always said, you know, I've never been an accomplished painter. Um, I do it because I enjoy it. If I want to accomplish something technically correct, I'll draw in graphite or pencil or whatever. Painting's just pure fun for me, and that was much more fun than the Scrawler challenge. I'm like, wee, let's mix things just because we can. Like it's so good, and that's one of the great things about paint in general. It doesn't matter whether it's watercolor or oil, whatever. Just that it's so magical being able to just go, oh, let's just squish a bit of this on and see what happens. I love it. Like it's my favorite thing. I am really like I'm desperate to get into these Talons jars. Like they're so pretty as well. Like they're sitting here in the Reeboks. Look, like they're so cute in the Reeboks. I'm like, oh. We've got some. I can't read that without my glasses on. Extra fine quality. Might have to take pictures of our canvases for posterity. I love to dab acrylic a lot, make a good texture background. Yep. Oh, goodness me. Yep. So this is deep green. Look, if I show you the bottom, oh. And obviously we've got some yellow. This is lemon yellow. This blue looks absolutely lovely. Light blue. Look at that. What a nice colour. And we've got an offensive pink, so permanent rose. Again, much pinker. It looks quite red on the camera. We go through this all the time. I've got black there as well. I would really like to test out the black. It says neutral black. That's up for debate. That's subjective, I think. And then I'm hoping that this white is the same as the one in the tubes. Because these pot sizes are 16 mil. And how many? I think the tubes are they not 14? Oh no, the tubes are 20, so there's less in the jar than there is in a tube. That's disappointing. I'll get through that in no time. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to try them, but I do feel that would make a good video. And the jars are really cute. Like, can you imagine? Like, I don't know what I would use them for, but like, I'm thinking to myself, see when I finish the gouache, I would totally keep them for something. I don't know what. Tiny jam samples. Glitter. We keep glitter in them. There are bigger jars, yeah. Well, say I only got this. I bought these when Jan was in Edinburgh and I went to meet a caver IRL. I bought those when in Cass Arts in. I nearly said Glasgow there, no, in Edinburgh. Just because they were on sale, and I was like, oh, I've never had jars of gouache before. That's something I need to try. Beads or spices? I put spices in the mirror. That's funny. Right, I feel as if I'm a little bit better organised. So that's for the wash, that's for the wash, that's clean. Does anybody else go through that as well when they're tidying up their desk? I'm like, I make piles for things that need cleaned and things that don't, and things that need put away, and like, I'm just reorganising the mess, but it makes sense in my brain. Also, as well, here's another question for you, right? How many of you think that the featured artist painted with the supplies that came in the box? I'm not convinced that they used the paper that was in the box. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Just saying. I absolutely love it though. Like it's super beautiful. See if she did. I have questions. No chance. I would genuinely like to know the answer to that. Okay, areas of the desk are starting to resurface. This is exciting. You're like, nah. Unless it's an Instagram filter on the supplies. I don't Well, no, apparently, but there's a step-by-step video, or I'm sure there's a QR code that linked to the video of her doing it. So I do think that she used the paint. I haven't looked at it though, to be fair. I haven't had time for that. But I'm pretty sure she used the paint. But I said I would swither as to whether that paper was used. I should really go and look at the video and find out for myself, shouldn't I? I'll do that in, I don't know what, spare 10 minutes. My sole aim after tidying up in here, which as I said, I just have to. I'm gonna go and hopefully try and finish Resident Evil. Um, I don't think I'm at the end, but I think I am definitely close to the end, and I'm just kind of like the horses are galloping now, and I don't want to slow them down. So I've got a wee bit of time to myself. So I fully plan on utilising that and scaring the pants off myself further. Game has been immense so far, like absolutely immense. Super, super good. Money well spent. There's something satisfying about spotting desk surface when tidying a messy desk. Well, I'm thinking to myself, in total, there's 4 desks here. Even if I could get one looking like it normally looks, that would be a win. And I'm nearly there with the one that the actual laptop sits on, so that's where I'm going to focus my efforts at this moment. We're nearly there. Right, that needs pinned up. I need to put that back up on the wall. There we go. Okay, I've got one desk that looks normal. Woo! Go me. Second desk, not so much, but we're getting there. Oh, I nearly knocked Julian over there. You love just walking through the rainy city. Oh, right at the start, Cal's talking about Resident Evil 9, which is the game I've been playing. It's so good. I did see because are you playing on PC? I did see the graphics difference between Switch 2, which is what I'm playing on, and the PC version. And the graphics in the PC version are absolutely stunning. I mean, the graphics on the Switch 2, considering it's a hybrid device, it's a handheld. The graphics are great, but when you see the PC version, it is quite something. I don't think I would purchase it a second time to play it on the PC though. But it looks absolutely. You've not had much time to get much further. Yeah, I know. The thing is though, take it slow and enjoy the ride because you only get to do it once. And from what you said before, I'm really sorry everyone else, this is like turning into a one-on-one conversation with Cal. From what you said before on the Discord, the section that I've just finished, you're just going to love it, and it's a bit further into the game, so like just take your time because you only get to experience that first time with a game once, and you're going to love that. And I'm quite sad that I know I'm kind of getting like near the end because all of the games have followed like a similar pattern in terms of like the setting of each section or level, whatever you want to call it, that you go into. And I just know by what I've walked into that I must be in the sort of last part of the game somewhere. And I kind of wish that wasn't as far on as I was, but I still want to finish it. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but I get that with games all the time. I really, really want to finish it though. But it's been spectacular so far. I've had so much fun with it, and I hope that you do too. I've nearly got 2 tidy desks here, guys. This is going great. Resident Evil taught me early to take everything in. Well, that's the thing, like, Mr. Jim pokes fun at me all the time. And he's like, why are you going round that corner? Clearly there's nothing round there. And I'm like, yeah, but I just want to see. And that's like, I investigate every nook and it doesn't matter whether there's, zombies about that might bite my head off. Like, I have to, like, navigate the entire area and look at everything. And that's just the person I am. So according to the Switch, again, it's up for debate whether it's your total time with the game open or whether it doesn't include pause screens and stuff. But I'm sitting with about 20 hours. I think I estimated 25 to finish the game. I think it's probably going to be near 30, but I don't think that's going to be my actual playtime, which I won't know until I finish. But I am that person that takes my time, and that yeah. But I still feel like I've gone too fast. A green hair with a bed spray. There's loads of games like that. How much have it been okay to play my own? I've played most of it on my own, honestly. Um, the basically, I don't want to give anything away because obviously there's somebody in the chat that's playing it. There's a very different play style between the two characters that you jump between, and when you're with one character, you're very aware that you're absolutely defenseless, whereas when you're with the other one, you've been round the block in previous games, and you've kind of turned into a bit of a badass. So a lot of those sections there's still like jump scares and stuff, but a lot of those sections is just like, you know, I have got all these guns and all these ammo, let's freaking go. So yeah, it's not been too bad. The start is terrifying though. Like the first section of the game is so scary. And I was like tiptoeing about. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to breathe in the wrong direction because something's gonna jump out and bite my head off. Might have to get all the Tomb Raider games for the Switch. Oh. I'm sure, yeah, I got you mean the original games, the like remastered, I've got them, I've only played a bit of them though. Death Stranding 2, you know, over 100 hours by now. Yeah, it's easy peasy. The bit where the bucket moved, I literally chased the thing down and made sure there was nothing there. I really enjoyed the newer Tomb Raider games. Obviously, I played the original Tomb Raider games when they came out back in the day because that's the age that I am. I really enjoyed the newer ones. I thought they've been absolutely spectacular. I have a torch and I'm not afraid to use it. It does get better, Cal, on that front, I can promise you that. Right, so that's the stuff to get right. Okay, still tidying. Come on, Jen. Yeah. Oh, envelopes. Look, I can move these a wee bit. That gives me a wee bit of space. So yeah, anyway, I think we better stop the chat there. We're not even art related anymore. Yeah, so thank you for joining me today. This has been lovely. It's been very cathartic starting that painting, and I very much enjoyed putting Julian together. So we'll call it there. And though obviously there isn't going to be a video in between now and Saturday because that really doesn't give me much time to do anything. Hopefully I'll see somebody. I know not everyone is suited to the time that I'm streaming, but I do like to give the people that are in different time zones an opportunity to maybe pop in. I usually see some of my Australian cohort on a Saturday morning and some of our West Coaster US people and Canadian people. So you know, that's very nice for me as well. So if you can come on Saturday, even if it's for the later part, if you're in the UK or in Europe, I would love to see you, and I'll make sure I've got like a solid plan for Saturday as well. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, people. Thank you all for coming. Pink under hands to everyone. Yes, Jan, you're getting up earlier on Saturday. You're coming in for the early bird stream at 6:30. I know you're not, but you join us when you're ready. It's fine. And thank you once again just for all your chat and just generally participating because I really enjoy it. And thanks for listening to me rant about the Hemi gouache again, as if I didn't do enough of that in the video. You're very welcome, Thea, and thank you too for your support as always and all your help. And we'll see you all next time.